The manifestation magically shifted the moment they stopped talking about Florida and started viewing the world as if already being there. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to our magical manifestation series. I am so excited to show you a beautiful story that Neville Goddard shares with us in his The Power of Awareness book. I chose this beautiful story about the niece that actually wants her husband to be reassigned to Florida and how everything beautifully played out the moment she was immersed in the sensory vividness of already being there. It is a beautiful story. I love it so much. This is chapter 23 of Neville Goddard's The Power of Awareness book. So let's begin. This was told by the aunt in the story to the entire audience at the conclusion of one of my lectures, Neville Goddard's lectures. During the question period following my lecture on the law of assumption, a lady who had attended many lectures and had had personal consultation with me on a number of occasions rose and asked permission to tell a story illustrating how she had successfully used the law. She said that upon returning home from the lecture the week before, she had found her niece distressed and terribly upset. The husband of the niece, who was an officer in the Army Air Force stationed in Atlantic City, had just been ordered, along with the rest of his unit, to active duty in Europe. She tearfully told her aunt that the reason she was upset that she had been hoping her husband would be assigned to Florida as an instructor. So as you can see, you guys, she already had a vision of what she would actually want to welcome in her life. So she actually she was planning to move to Florida, and she was excited about the place. They both loved Florida and were anxious to be stationed there and not to be separated. Upon hearing this story, the aunt stated that there was only one thing to do, and that was to apply immediately the law of assumption that she actually learned from Neville Goddard. So she said, let's actualize it. She said, if you're already actually in Florida, what would you do? You would feel the warm breeze, you would smell the salt air, you would feel your toes sinking down in the sand. Well, let's do all that right now. You guys, notice, she doesn't really say affirm harder, just believe harder, right? She doesn't say ignore your emotions, repeat affirmations. She simply says, let's immerse ourselves in the feeling of already being there. And what would be for you? Like what Florida's frequency is for you. What is this for you? Is this a sand? Is this a salt air, warm breeze? What is this? So actually, she was very smart to connect the senses, the nervous system, the five senses. And actually, she guided her niece to do that. This is a very smart approach. They took off their shoes and turning out the lights. In imagination, they felt themselves actually in Florida, feeling the warm breeze, smelling the sea air, pushing their toes into the sand. So, they even created the entire environment, the entire ambiance. So they were actually so immersed in it. And they were just basking in it. They felt it. Wow, I absolutely love rereading this story so many times. I really love it because the sensory imagination reduced separation between the desire of the niece and the embodiment. It's beautiful. You guys, so 48 hours later, mind you, 48 hours later, the husband received a change of orders. Magically, right? Voila. His new instructions were to report immediately to Florida as an Air Force instructor, exactly as they wanted. 5 days later, his wife was on a train to join him. While the aunt, in order to help her niece to attain her desire, joined in with the niece in assuming the state of consciousness required, she did not go to Florida. That was not her desire. On the other hand, that was the intense longing of her niece. I mean, this is beautiful. It actually says that manifestation is deeply tied to personal identification and emotional ownership, to personal assumptions. Like, she didn't go there because she didn't dream of Florida, but her niece, who dreamt of Florida, actually went. She just helped her niece to connect with that frequency, that beautiful frequency. And I really love this story. I mean, seriously, this is a beautiful story, and it reminds us how magical life can become. It reminds us that the world actually is begging us to participate in whatever we desire. We just need to understand what we want, state it clearly, assume it, feel it as already true, and then let the world orchestrate everything on our behalf. It's so beautiful. I personally love this story. I don't know how about you guys. Let me know down below in the comment section, because I mean, seriously, amazing, amazing, amazing. I hope you guys liked it, and yeah, let's believe in magic again. Let's believe in the fact that the world actually is wanting to give us everything that we desire. We just connect ourselves with the state that we actually want to welcome in our life. There are more stories to come, so you can subscribe to the channel, put a like if you like it, and yeah, let's check this out.